Hello student, we shall discuss on plant kingdom. Under plant kingdom, we shall discuss on the general characters of various group of plants like algae, bryophytes, pteridophyte, and gymnosperm. So let's first discuss on algae. Algae are chlorophyll-bearing autotrophic and aquatic organisms. That means our algae can synthesize their own food, hence they are called as autotrophic, and they are mostly found in the aquatic areas, that means water dominated area. The body of these algae are not clearly distinguishable into root, stem and leaf, hence the plant body is also called as thelloid. The form and size are highly variables, ranging from colonial forms in case of plants like volvox. So volvox shows colonial forms, and filamentous form, that means filamentous here the example is in the form of a chain. So filamentous form also occur, and this type of forms are shown by plants like Eulotrix and Spirogyra. They also occur in some other habitats like moist, stoned, soiled, and woods where water are usually present. Now let's discuss on their mode of reproduction. Algae reproduce by vegetative methods, asexual method and sexual method also. So under vegetative methods, the mode of reproduction in the vegetative method takes place by the process called as the fragmentation. So fragmentation, what is fragmentation? Fragmentation refers to the accidental breaking of the body of the plant into various pieces, and each of these pieces that breaks from the plant body can later on grow and generate and develop into a new plant body. So these methods of reproduction are found in algae. Now the second mode of reproduction is asexual mode of reproduction. Under asexual mode of reproduction, the formation of spores are observed. So asexual spores like zoospores are observed, and these zoospores are flagellated, that means they have flagella, and it is because of this flagella the zoospores are motile and are carried to different places by the mechanisms of water. Under favorable conditions, these zoospores can germinate and develop into an individual algae plant body again. Now the third type of reproduction is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes place by fusion of gametes. So the two fusing gametes are flagellated as well as non-flagellated, and they can also be similar in size or dissimilar in size. So the flagellated gametes have flagella, and because of this flagella the gametes can move, whereas the non-flagellated gametes they cannot move, that means they are non-motile. Now if the two fusing gametes, that means here the two fusing gametes we are referring to the male and female gametes. So if the two fusing gametes are similar in size, then these similar in size gametes are called as isogametes, and the reproduction is called as isogamous. If this type of isogamous type of reproduction, isogamous type of sexual reproduction are observed in plants like Spirogyra, but if the two fusing gametes are not similar in size, then if they are not similar, then the mode of the gametes are called as anisogametes, and the mode of sexual reproduction is called as anisogamous sexual reproduction. So this anisogamous sexual reproduction are observed in plants like Eudorina, and the gametes are, and so the two dissimilar gametes are called as anisogametes. Now let's discuss on the uses of algae. Algae have a variety of uses. They offer variety of services to the living organisms. It is believed that at least 50% of total carbon dioxide fixations on Earth is carried out by algae through photosynthesis. These algae also form an important component of food for many aquatic or marine animals. Many important products like algin and keratin. These algin and keratins are hydrocolloid. Okay, so this hydrocolloid means they can hold water. So these algin and keratins are a substance produced from algae, and these are used for holding water. So these algin and keratin are produced from red and brown algae on the commercial scale. So these algin and keratin are used for holding water in the commercial products. And also one of the important commercial products is the production of agar. This agar is produced from algae like Gracilaria and Gelidium. So these agar are used for growing microbes that are used in the preparation of eateries like ice cream and jellies. So agar is also an important product that is obtained from algae like Gracilaria and Gelidium. Some algae such as chlorella. Chlorella is also a type of algae, and this chlorella is very rich in protein. Therefore, this chlorella is used as a food supplement by the space traveler. So these are some of the few economic importance that are discussed. Apart from this, also there are many economic importance of the algae. Now we shall discuss on various classes of algae. Algae are broadly classified into three classes. The first one is chlorophyceae. Chlorophyceae are commonly called as the green algae, and these algae are green in color because of the presence of a pigment such as chlorophyll. So chlorophyll and chlorophyll B are important pigments that are found in the class of chlorophyceae. So, now this class of algae are unicellular and they appear in colonies or in the filamentous form. So filamentous means they occur in the form of a chain. The cell wall of this group of algae are made up of cellulose on the inner side. So on the inner side of the cell wall is made up of cellulose, and the outer cell on the outer side of the cell wall is made up of pectose. Most of the members of the class of this algae store food in the form of oil droplets, and the storage bodies that store these oil droplets is called as the pyrenoids. So pyrenoids is the storage bodies of food, in this case of chlorophyceae, and these pyrenoids are located inside the chloroplast. So these pyrenoids contain protein beside starch in them. Now reproduction. The algae belonging to this class reproduces vegetatively, asexual and sexually. Vegetatively, they reproduce by fragmentations or by the formation of spores. So fragmentation means accidental breakup of the body of a plant, whereby they break the fragment or the pieces that is being formed from the plant body can develop into new individual again. The second is asexual. Asexual reproduction takes place by formation of flagellated zoospores that are produced in a organ called as zoosporangia. So these zoospores are produced in a sac-like organ called as the zoosporangia. So the zoospores are asexual spores that can give rise to a new individual algae again. The third is the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction shows considerable variations, and it can be isogamous, anisogamous, or oogamous. Isogamous refers to the sexual mode of reproduction whereby the two fusing gametes are similar in size. And second is anisogamous. Anisogamous is a mode of sexual reproduction whereby the two fusing gametes are dissimilar in size. And the third is the oogamous. Oogamous is very similar to anisogamous. And in this oogamous, the two fusing gametes, one is very small and flagellated, where the other is the small and flagellated is called as the male gametes, and the large and non-flagellated and non-motile gametes is called as the female gametes. So in this oogamous type of sexual reproduction, the two fusing gametes, one is very small and one is very large. So these are the three types of sexual mode of reproduction that are observed in a class of chlorophyceae. Now the second is phaeophyceae. The algae that is belonging to this class of phaeophyceae is also known as brown algae and are found primarily in the marine habitats. The plant body is branched, filamentous, and can reach up to a height as high as 100 meters. They possess pigments like chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, even carotenoids and xanthophylls. So it is because of these varieties of pigment present in them, the algae belonging to this class shows various color ranging from olive green to even brown color. They store foods as a complex carbohydrates in the form of laminarin or mannitol. So they store foods in the form of laminarin and mannitols. The cell wall of this class of algae is made up of cellulose in its outer side and is composed of the cell wall is composed of cellulose on the outer side. The cell wall is covered by a gelatinous layer called as the algae. The plant body is divided into three parts, that is holdfast, stipes and frond. So holdfast it acts as a root for this plant, for this group of algae, and from this holdfast they remain attached to the substratum. That means substratum is any body where they remain attached. So they remain this body can be rock, wood, or in any body. So these holdfast remain attached, serve as a root, and they remain attached to the substratum. The second is stipes. Stipes act as the main stem representing the main plant body. And the third is the frond. Frond is the leafy-like structures. It represents the leafy structure and is photosynthetic in nature. So these are the three parts of the body that this phaeophyceae is divided into. And reproduction takes place by vegetative, asexual and sexual. Vegetative by fragmentations process, and asexual by biflagellated, and sexual by oogamous, anastogamous or isogamous. So these fragmentations fragmentation by zoospores, and even the isogamous, anastogamous and oogamous I've already explained in the first class of algae, that is chlorophyceae. So these remain the same even in case of class of phaeophyceae.